Hi guys, and welcome back welcome to the Storytime Society. I've been having a mental breakdown for the past 2 hours, okay? Let me tell you why. It's not that interesting. Actually, first, please subscribe. Please like the video and please comment so that we can chat. And also, my mental well-being is so down the drain right now. No, I'm being so dramatic, but genuinely, I'm so I'm like, I'm having a mental breakdown because why is TikTok taking up 90 gigabytes of my storage? Don't even tell me to clear the cache or to clear the downloads or to clear the whatever the fuck, the drafts. I already did, and it literally takes up more storage just from clicking on the app. It's actually insane, and I'm sorry for yelling at you. Like, genuinely, I do apologize. I'm not yelling at you. I'm yelling with you. But please tell me why. I just logged out of 4 different accounts that I was logged into, so maybe it would clear some storage. I go back? No. 0.50 more. 0.50 more megabytes or whatever the fuck is taken up. I'm like, oh, nice. I love that. We love that. So yeah, that's literally the most annoying thing that's ever happened to me in my life. I need to get a phone with more storage. This is the 12 Pro, and I am literally tempted to go to the fucking T-Mobile store tomorrow, throw this into the window, and tell them to give me the new phone. Give me a new phone now, please, because I'm gonna cry. Like, and genuinely, I know this sounds like a first world problem. No, it doesn't even just sound like one. It is one. It's just so frustrating. When I try to delete stuff, I'm deleting stuff out of my phone, and I'm like, oh, you know what? I want this actually, and I also pay for 2 terabytes of iCloud storage, but for some reason, still don't have storage on my phone for some reason. But still, I can't, like, I would love to keep this, but, like, I need to delete this to try to get storage. Oh, I delete it. Guess what? I go back. More. It took up more storage to delete something. I don't understand what's happening to my life right now. I don't understand what's happening with my phone. Like, Steve Jobs, is he rolling in his grave right now? Like, he's like, power off Jamie's phone so she'll just go buy a new one. What's happening? Steve Jobs, please tell me. If you're here right now, like, flicker the lights or something, because you're stressing me the fuck out. Steve Jobs is the one that created Apple, right? Because if I'm just talking to a random ghost, I'm going to be real embarrassed. But anyways, that's my life today. For the past, 2 hours, I've just been trying to figure out what the fuck is happening with my phone, and I'm so over it. And as we speak, I opened my phone. Oh, 0.2 more megabytes. I don't know if it's megabytes or what, but whatever. Is taken up. I love that. I offloaded 7 apps. No, still nothing. More storage. Like, I don't understand. More storage. I'll offload an app, and then it's like, oh, thanks. You just gave me room for more stuff or something. I literally can't even explain to you how frustrating it is. And this kind of stuff, I think I have a very, honestly, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I think I have a short temper because I get pissed off at stuff like this. Like, sometimes I'll be so frustrated by something that I'll legit cry. And that is so embarrassing to admit. But if something's I don't know, I don't even know what an example is. I wasn't crying over that, but something maybe stuck under my car seat or something that I really need, and I can't get it out. Ew, am I a toddler and I'm crying? Also, my cat is peeing. Is she peeing or? I don't know if she's peeing or having diarrhea right now. But she really that was loud. Are you okay? I'm kind of worried. I feel like I should go check, but it was probably just pee, I'm sure. But anyways, we love that. So let's have a better day. Let's have a good, sorry, I'm really coming in with some negative energy today, and that's not the vibe that I want to bring. Also, I want to make sure that you can't see my coochie because I'm wearing boxers that I wear to sleep every night. Not just one pair. I have more. I have like 10 pairs because my boyfriend gave me some that don't fit him anymore. And they're very loose. But I didn't have time to do my hair today because I was going to do my hair, but then I was like stuck doing this TikTok shit for like 2 hours. And it truly like was agitating me. I don't even know, threw my phone out of the window. I just kept smiling in the mirror. I was like, I love this. I love this life. I was literally just like, I was going crazy. I'm not even kidding you. It was embarrassing. I always am talking to myself when I'm home alone. Like I'll like stand in my bathroom, look in the mirror and be like, okay, so, and I'll be like talking to myself. I mean, I'm literally talking to myself right now, but not really because I'm talking to you guys, but I'll literally stand in the mirror and I'll be like, so this is what you need to do because this and this and this. And I'll have like a full on elaborate conversation with myself. And honestly, I love it because it makes me think through things. And then, like, if I'll talk about, like, what my goals are or something and be like, so I need to do this and this to try to reach my goals and this and this and this, then it will make me more motivated to, like, hear it out loud. I don't know. And sometimes I look at myself and then I look at myself too long in the mirror and I'm like, realizing that I'm a person, but like from a different, like, it's almost like I am looking at myself in the mirror, but I look at my body. How do I say this? It's like I'm outside of my body and I'm looking at myself like a different person. But I know that I'm like me. You know what I mean? Like I'll literally be so like I don't even know what to say. I don't know if it's like disassociating or something, but like I'll literally like in movies where it's like when someone dies, the ghost comes out like who? And then there's like a ghost version and a regular version of the person. That's me. Like this is my ghost version coming out of my body, looking at myself, being like, you're a person. Like, oh my God. You're alive. And like, I perceive myself almost. Like, I'll look at myself like I'm a different person. I don't know how to explain it, but let me know if you guys ever feel the same way. Or if I'm just crazy and I should check myself in because at this point, maybe it would be for the best. Truly. Yeah, I have nothing really else to update you guys on because we just talked yesterday. So that was really all that went on. Actually, I did go to yoga this morning and my cat's about to play with this toy to see if there's any treats in there. I went to yoga this morning at like 9 a.m. and it was really nice. I went to power yoga and I feel like I'm going to be sore tomorrow for sure because it was like pretty hard. It was like more strength building and it was good. I felt so good after and it's hot yoga. So like I love just like sweating always makes me feel better. Like it makes me feel like I did more than I probably really did. And then after, like I just feel so like rejuvenated. And also just working out or like in the mornings, it always makes me feel so much more motivated for the day. Obviously, that's like literally science, but I like don't want to believe it sometimes. I know it will always make me feel better and it will make me more motivated to like do things throughout the day, but getting yourself there is like the hardest part in the world, even though I know how good I'll feel after. You know, it's really a battle every single day. I'm like, and that's why it's nice with this yoga because I have like a 2-month membership. It's like a 2-month commitment and it's unlimited. So I can go as many times as I want. So like, I obviously want to go as much as possible to get my money's worth. But if I schedule a class on the app, you can't cancel it. So like if I cancel, I have to cancel before like within 8 hours of the class. So 8 hours before the class starts, I have to cancel then or earlier. And so if I book like a class like tonight that I want to go to, I have to go. Otherwise, they'll charge me like a $20 fee if I don't show up. So that's really nice because it makes me more motivated. I wonder if they do that to like get you there, you know, to like make you more motivated to go because obviously like I'm not trying to have them take $20 from me because they already took so much of my money. So okay. Anyway, sorry guys. I don't have a drink today. I was going to make a coffee, but then I was like, you know what? Let me just film because I've been sitting on this couch trying to figure out my phone dealio for 2 hours, and my boyfriend is probably going to be home from work soon because he started his new job today, and I wanted to get him like a little cake saying like happy first day or like congrats on your first day or something. But now I'm like, I don't know if I'll have time because I feel like he's going to get home. He only works like 15 minutes away now. So I feel like he's going to get home and I'm not going to be able to. But maybe I can leave before he gets home and then I can get the cake if I ever start this fucking episode and stop blabbing my mouth. All right. Ready? Okay. Putin. In. All right. Ready? We're gonna actually shut the fuck up. Seriously. Sometimes I gotta just tell myself to shut up. I am going to read this story. And there's a trigger warning essay, so beware. Am I the asshole for not wanting to keep the secret that my daughter isn't my biological child from my family anymore? Hi, 36 male. I've been with my wife since we were 19 and have been married for 12 years now. We have 2 daughters, 6 female and 4 female, and are trying for a third right now. So the truth is that my older daughter isn't my child biologically, even though she's 100% my daughter in my eyes. I don't want to get into the details here, but my wife was R-worded a few years after we got married. The guy is in prison for it now, and the issue is my wife is incredibly private about this. And while her parents know everything, she's never told anyone in my family what happened to her. Shortly after the attack, my wife got pregnant, and we weren't sure if the baby was mine or not. We had a prenatal paternity test done before our daughter was born, and it confirmed she wasn't mine, but I told my wife I'd love the child and raise her like my own. We agreed to keep this between us. Her parents don't even know, but they probably suspect, since it didn't seem like anyone else's concern at the time. We obviously plan on telling my daughter when she's older, but as of right now, she thinks I'm her biological father. The biology issue has never been an issue for me since I've been with my older daughter all of her life and love her so much. The issue is, as she gets older, it's becoming clearer and clearer that she looks nothing like me or my other daughter. I come from a Portuguese family, and my younger daughter and I both have olive skin and dark curly hair. My older daughter has blonde hair and blue eyes like my wife. My parents have always loved my wife, but for the last few years, I can tell things have shifted. My mom doesn't make much of an effort to spend time with her like she does with my brother's wives. In general, her demeanor towards my wife is polite but cool, which isn't how she behaved towards her in the past. A few weeks ago, I got coffee with my mom, and she kept making comments about my daughter's blue eyes and skin tone. She didn't come out and ask if she was mine, but it felt like she was implying that. All I could think to say in the moment is that she looks just like her mother. This conversation has been just eating at me. I'm worried my parents think that my wife cheated on me and it's impacting their views on her. I just don't want anyone in my family to assume the worst about my wife because she hasn't done anything wrong and is a great spouse and mother. Last night, I told my wife about the conversation with my mother. I explained that my daughter looks nothing like me and it's getting more and more obvious. I asked if she'd consider telling my parents the truth about our daughter so my family doesn't think that she cheated. My wife got teary and said it wasn't their concern and she doesn't want anyone to know and treat our daughter differently. I told her my parents would be heartbroken for her, but they'd never treat a little girl who I love so much differently over something she had no control over. I also said it's obvious to anyone with eyes that she's not mine, and it would be better to be truthful than to act like she has something to hide. I told my wife I will ultimately respect her decision, but I really don't want to keep this secret anymore and it's causing me stress. She's been upset the last few days and I'm not sure what the right thing to do is. I honestly just don't want her to be judged unfairly because of something that was done to her. Am I the asshole? Okay, first of all, I don't think you're the asshole for not, you're obviously coming from a good place. It's obvious that you're not being malicious. You're not the asshole at all. And if you were like, but I told them anyways, then I'd be like, yeah, you're the asshole. Because obviously, like, this is something so, so serious. Like, sexual assault is so, so serious. And you don't ever want to be the person that's telling someone else's story for them, especially if they have made it clear that they don't want to tell people. And they don't, she obviously has said that herself and told you that. And, you kind of just got to, like, tell her, hey, like, I just wanted to let you know this is like what's happening right now. And I really don't want, like, I've noticed that I feel like my family is looking at you differently because I'm thinking that they think that you probably cheated on me because our daughter doesn't look like me. And when you're ready, I would love to, not love, that's like that's the terrible word. I would like to tell my family so that they don't think badly of you anymore. So please, like, if you could just think about that, and then, obviously you're no pressure at all, but just like when you're ready, just let me know because I don't want them to think differently of you. Or if you're never ready, like that's also totally fine, because obviously, like, she could just never be ready. And I feel like it's important to let her know that, like, no matter what, you're not going to tell anyone behind her back and without her consent, because that is just like so important because this already happened to her. Like, she already had this huge thing done to her without her consent, and having like her own husband disrespect her and then go and tell other people behind her back when she's clearly stated that she doesn't want that to be the case, that will definitely hurt. I honestly think that would be unforgivable to me. Like, I don't think I would be able to forgive my husband if he did that. No matter what his intentions were, obviously they aren't malicious, and he's just doing it for the sake of his wife. Like, he doesn't want his wife, or he doesn't want his family to treat his wife differently and stuff anymore. But it's just like, you don't want to risk that, you know? You know. And that's really all I have to say about that. So let's read some of the comments. Once you start telling others, I bet there's someone who will not keep the secret, and soon everyone will know. I fear your wife would hate that, and not everyone would be kind and understanding. Some assholes would likely tell your daughter, and that is a secret you want to be able to tell her very carefully and only when you're ready. Yeah. Okay, let's read some. If OP's mother is already treating his wife differently than her sister-in-laws based on mere suspicions, this mother-in-law could absolutely refuse to believe the rape story and cause all sorts of chaos between OP's two children and between OP and his wife. It could become common knowledge at the daughter's elementary school. This knowledge is not appropriate to share until after the wife has told both daughters, which probably won't happen until they're teens or college students. It's disgusting how the mother-in-law is treating her based off a false narrative. There's no way mother-in-law should know given her current behavior. I kind of understand how OP feels. When my firstborn started schooling daycare through the first few years of elementary, staff and support teachers would require me to prove I was the mother to my son. He's blonde, sky blue eyes, and so fair-skinned that I look snooky from Jersey Shore tan. I'm mostly white per DNA, but that last 9% that's not white makes me look like I'm Cuban/half Cuban. I get spoken to in Spanish a lot. I know he's my son. He's got a birthmark in the same shape and spot since the day he first took his breath. He's my son. OP, it's not solely your secret to share, but it's important you keep it. More important than the 2 yes, 1 no rule. What you should do is sit your mother down and tell her what you've observed of her behavior and that you suspect that she's thinking your wife cheated or something as significant as that. Tell her to stop it right now because she's wrong, dead wrong, and if she doesn't change her thinking and the cold behavior, you might need to take some time away from her. No contact. Call her out like you would parent a child for behaving poorly. Tell her it stops now. That is your wife, who is your mother to her grandbabies, the love of your life, so she deserves nothing but the utmost respect immediately. However, do not tell her the truth. It seems like you need someone to talk to about this. Go get help. Call a crisis hotline. They have resources to help, even those who have survivor's guilt or whatever the equivalent is. Please set an appointment with a therapist ASAP and with your wife too, so you both have some guidance on this situation and emotions. Unfortunately, it's a horrible secret you both have to keep together. You both should be getting help together. People think it's being a fighter and or a survivor or hellish trauma such as this, but there's a third one, a thriver. Yes, she fought against the attack. Yes, she survived the trauma, but now she needs to get to a point where she can thrive. You guys need help getting through this part. Keep supporting her and reassure her you are 100% there for her, that her secret is safe with you. Yeah, that's honestly a very well thought out response. I feel like I take back what I said now because I'm like, wait, maybe you're right. Like, you shouldn't have to talk to the wife and you should just talk to the mother in law because she's the one being a bitch. So you should just talk to her. And now I'm seeing it differently. See, that's what I love about seeing other people's perspectives because, and not that I would change my opinion, like, just because someone else says something different. It's just like learning from others and being able to see like from a different perspective and then being like, wait, you're right, honestly, because this, like, it shouldn't fall in the hands of the wife. Like, it shouldn't have to be her responsibility. Obviously, she's not comfortable with telling people. So, I mean, obviously I think it's important to be open with her and be like, hey, this is a situation, like, this is what my mother was saying the other day, and I also feel like she's been treating you differently, blah blah blah. And then keep it at that. Like, I don't even think there needs to be anything else said. I think that person's completely right, and he just needs to talk to his mom about it and be like, "Girl, if you don't treat my wife like the way that she deserves to be treated, because I can tell, I it's very obvious that you're treating her differently than the other wives, and it's really disrespectful, and I don't like it at all." And then be like, and if you can't respect that, then like I cannot be, around you, or I can't be involved with you because that's not right. And I love this person and she did not cheat on me, and that's all you need to know. You don't need to know anything else. So, okay. Next story. Am I the asshole for refusing to see my fiancé after he left me at the altar, despite my family pushing me to give him a second chance? I never thought I'd be writing this, but here we go. I, 29 female, was supposed to marry the love of my life, Tom, 31 male, last weekend. We've been together for 5 years, and I've always known his family is loaded, but that never mattered to me. I wanted to marry him because I truly love him. The day of our wedding finally came, and I was over the moon with excitement. Everything was set, my dress was perfect, the venue was like something out of a fairy tale, and I couldn't wait to say I do. But then the worst thing that could have happened happened. As I'm standing there at the altar waiting for Tom, I realized something was wrong. There was this strange murmur in the crowd, and before I knew it, one of his groomsmen came up to me and told me that Tom had bolted. He'd gotten cold feet and just left. I can't even begin to describe the pain and humiliation I felt in that moment. I was completely blindsided. I spent the rest of what was supposed to be the happiest day of my life in tears, surrounded by my bridesmaids who did their best to comfort me, but nothing could take away that hollow feeling inside. A couple of days later, Tom finally reached out. He was apologizing over and over, saying he panicked and that he still wants to be with me. But here's the thing, I don't know if I can ever look at him the same way again. He abandoned me in front of everyone we care about, and I feel like my trust in him is completely shattered. My family, however, doesn't see it that way. They're pissed at me for not immediately taking him back. My parents especially. They keep saying that everyone makes mistakes and that I'd be stupid to throw away a relationship with someone who comes from such a wealthy family. But I'm not interested in his money. I wanted to marry him because I loved him, but now I'm not sure if love is enough. They're making me feel like I'm overreacting, like I should just forgive him and move on because of what his money could do for our future. But I just can't get over the fact that he left me at the altar. I've been ignoring his calls and messages because I don't even know what to say to him. So, am I the asshole for refusing to see him and not wanting to give him another chance, even though my family is pressuring me to? Am I being too harsh, or is my reaction understandable? I'm so confused and hurt right now, and I just don't know what to do. No, you're not the asshole. I would do the same thing. And the fact that your family is making you feel badly, like, that just shows that they don't want the best for you, because money is not the best for you. And whatever, how much, whoever, whatever, like, whatever. I don't know what I was just trying to say, but it doesn't matter how much money someone has. That doesn't mean that you're going to be happy with them forever. And yeah, okay. I struggled with money a lot growing up. Like, I had a single mom who worked a full-time job to barely make ends meet to take care of 3 kids. Like, I didn't get to do a lot of things that I would have loved to do. Obviously, I know that my mom tried her best and all that jazz. And like, yeah, I would love to be rich now so that I didn't have to worry about money ever again, because it's like the worst thing to be worrying about money for 26 years of your life. Like, you shouldn't have to worry about money when you're 5 years old, but like, I still was, of course. Like, I saw my mom struggling and like, I felt for her. Like, that was my mom. Like, I didn't ever want to see my mom struggle, but that was just the case. And I would have loved to be able to do anything I could to help her. But that doesn't mean that money just is like, oh, just put aside everything. Oh, he cheats on you? Oh, well, he has so much money. Who cares? He cheated on you. Oh, well, you will be able to buy all this stuff. Like, I don't care. That doesn't make you like, yes, it takes away stress. And yes, in a way, I do believe that money can buy happiness. But in a case like this, when it's like, you're obviously, if you loved him and he came and he met you at the altar and married you, amazing. Like, you're happy with this person and you get the bonus of getting all this money. And that's so nice because you don't have to stress about that anymore. But like, just marrying someone just because of money, that is truly going to make you so miserable, because I feel like a partner just like they need to add so much to your life for it to be. And I'm not saying that in a selfish way. Like, I think that both of you need to add to each other's lives. I'm not just saying like, oh, they just need to add to your lives and like you need to, be able to get something from them. I'm saying more in like in an emotional way. And like, my boyfriend and I, like, we're best friends. I truly feel like I could count on him for anything. Like, I feel like I could go to him for anything. Not that he would even know the answer, because he doesn't think about things as deeply as I do, but he would always be there to listen. And like, I mean, we're young, so like, we're obviously not rich or anything, but I would much rather be with my boyfriend as poor as we possibly could be, trying to make money and, struggling, than just be with some guy that embarrassed me, first of all, humiliated me, left me at the altar during one of the most important days of your life, and broke that trust. Like, that would just make me feel I could never trust him again. I don't care what anyone says. Like, I would much rather just not be anxious as fuck in a relationship and have to just be like, well, I have money, Like, that's not gonna fulfill you in the ways that a relationship should. Obviously, it's great that he has money. Like, jeez, honestly, please give me some money. But like, it's not worth it. It's not worth suffering for the rest of your life if he ended up being a bad partner. Maybe he wouldn't, maybe he really did just make a mistake, and then like the rest of your lives could be amazing together. That could also be the case, but you won't know that if you choose not to be with him. And I think that either way, if you want, like, I genuinely think if she wanted to give him a chance, that's totally okay too. I do believe that people deserve second chances, and I do believe that like it's okay if you would want to take him back and give him another chance. But if you don't, that's completely understandable and totally okay, and everyone should be supportive of that. I mean, I would definitely be like, more I would be like, I'll support anything you do, but in the back of my head, like, if that were like my sister, I'd be like, in the back of my head, I'd be like, don't fucking get back together with that asshole. Because I could never, the way that I would be pissed, especially because it's like, oh, you still want to be together, but like, we just planned this whole ass wedding. We just went through this whole ass wedding. All the people that we care about came and made time, and you wasted their time. You wasted my time. And not only that, but you just want to be together now, like, with no marriage commitment. Like, oh, no, well, too bad. Too bad. So sad, because that's just not going to happen. And that's like the worst thing that you could possibly do. So, some of the comments are saying, not the asshole, they like his money. And then OP said, I don't care about his money. I really loved him. I don't know anymore. And then, sadly, your parents are placing more value on his family's wealth than their own daughter's feelings. Your sense of dignity, self-worth, trust, they were completely shattered, and all they can think of is getting a payout. I'm so sorry, OP. You're not wrong to feel the way you do, and shame on your parents. Maybe you should go low contact. All they see is money, and that's not the kind of support you need now. Jesus. And then she said back, thank you. I refer you to the movie Wedding Singer. He could have had cold feet the day before. He decided to have cold feet in the way that would hurt you the most. And now he wants you back in a way that will make you feel like you're walking on eggshells for the rest of your life. Yeah, that's so true. And then someone said this, he completely destroyed the one special day that is meant to celebrate your love and collective commitment to your relationship. It's a day you're meant to remember for the rest of your life, and he completely poisoned it. Do not take him back. What are you going to do? Invite everyone to the wedding part 2? No, your self-worth is more than his money can buy. I agree with all of that. I mean, obviously, I would be like, don't get back. If that was my loved one, I would be like, don't get back together with him. But at the same time, it is their choice, or her choice. But obviously, she doesn't really want to get back. So I think that she needs to tell her parents to shut the fuck up, to be honest with you. Okay. Next story. The title is, my wife found my diary from 10 years ago where I confessed I would move heaven and earth for a chance to be with my ex again. Am I the asshole? My wife, 30 female, and I, 30 male, have been married for 4 years and together for 9. We also have 2 children. However, we've run into a major hurdle now, and my wife seems extremely sad. My wife and I visited my parents' house last month. It is a pretty big attic, which also has a closet. I have a lot of fond childhood memories of the attic. That's where I spent a lot of my time with my ex, too. My wife found a diary inside the closet of the attic. It was my personal diary from many years ago. My wife was very excited to read the diary, and I had nothing to hide, so I told her to go ahead. However, I had completely forgotten what I had written in my diary. For some background, I was deeply in love with my ex. We were in a relationship for almost 7 years before she had to move back to her home country of Serbia. When we did break up, we decided not to reach out to each other ever again because my ex wasn't sure she'd ever come back to the US, and we both had a lot of strong feelings for each other. The breakup really hurt, and I wrote a lot of my thoughts in my diary. It had all sorts of love letters, my deep feelings for my ex, how I would do anything to be with her again. A couple of months after I broke up with my ex, I met my wife. She wasn't a rebound, but she also wasn't someone I was super serious about because I still wasn't over my ex. However, after dating my wife for a year, I completely fell in love with her and had all but forgotten about my ex. The issue is that my wife read all those thoughts on my diary, including the timeline, as every entry had a date on top of it. My wife seems very sad now. She thinks she was a rebound for my ex, which I completely disagree with. I have reassured my wife I love her and that what we did when we were in college shouldn't be taken seriously. I am very worried now because we have a stable life. I love my wife and our children, but my wife just seems to be a complete shell of herself since reading the diary entries. I have reassured her many times. I've taken her out to eat in fancy places. I've written her love letters, but she still doesn't seem over it. I am worried this minor thing can end our marriage. Am I the asshole? I literally would feel the same way, girl. Honestly, even though like you guys obviously been together for 9 years, you have 2 children together, and you like love each other so much, I still would be like, I didn't need to know that. I did not need. It would make me sick to my stomach. Truly. I don't think that you're the asshole because it's like, okay, you know, you've never given her any reason to think that you didn't love her or you still wanted your ex back or whatever, from what I know from this story. But so it's like, no, you're not the asshole, but obviously, I don't think that if it did end your marriage, I think that's a little too serious. I think that's a little dramatic for just reading your diary from like so long ago. But I think you just need to give her space and then, like, I don't know, not space, but like, actually, not space at all. Probably keep trying to get her forgiveness and just like trying to prove to her that you obviously love her and you've always loved her and you never loved your ex. And I don't know if you guys have really talked about it, like truly talked about it, but you guys should probably truly talk about it, because if all you're doing is like reassuring her and taking her out to eat and writing her love letters, like, okay, that's amazing, but you guys need to also have a sit down talk that like back and forth so she can tell you how she feels and you can tell her like this and this and this, you know, you can explain yourself as much as possible, and that's really all you can do from there, because all you can do is explain and reassure her, and if that's not enough, like there's really nothing else you can do. Um okay. So some of the top comments. Unfortunately, she is now rethinking your whole relationship and feels it's probably not what you actually wanted. Like she was your second choice and you settled. There is also the chance your diary showed a side of you she hasn't seen before, and as results feels less than your ex because the level of emotions you displayed in the diary doesn't correlate with the level of emotions you have expressed or relayed to her. Came here to say this exact thing, which is an extremely childish way of thinking about a diary entry written 10 years ago by a 19 or a 20-year-old. I do agree that it's not wise to take the words of a 19-year-old to heart, especially if you've been married for years and they clearly love you. But it might be the initial shock. Think about it. When they got together, she probably had no idea the feelings for the ex were that deep or that she was the rebound. She developed an idea of how their relationship was going, and years down the road realizes she might have seen it all wrong. She realizes maybe his feelings were not like hers at the start, and what if that's still the case? And most importantly, if she's never felt that kind of deep love from OP, it could just be a sore spot. But all that can happen now is he reassures her how he does feel for her in the present and throughout the years together. Exactly, like WTF, who hasn't felt like that after a breakup? Like this one where she had to leave. It's not like he wrote that after the relationship solidified. I'm jealous AF, but even I wouldn't bother with that. But he was already dating his wife at the time. I don't get why people get into relationships when they clearly are not over their ex yet. This is how you hurt people. I would agree usually, but if my boyfriend admitted he was still not over this woman after being in a relationship with me for months, I don't think I could move on from this. I mean, that's a little dramatic. They've been together for 9 years. Like, yeah, maybe in the beginning of the relationship, and like you guys were like a year in, and then he was like, yeah, I had feelings for my ex, like still for the first 3 months that we were together, then maybe. But it's like you guys have two children together and you've been together for 9 years. They're in their 30s and have been together for almost 10 years, so they met when they were both 20. You grow and you change a lot in 10 years, and his previous relationship was in his teens. If his wife thinks he's still the same teenager slash very young adult who wrote those diary entries, then she's being ridiculous. Come on. Come up here. Come on, princess. Come on. Willa. Good girl. You want to join story time? Do you want to come in with me? She's so cute. I love her. She's so loving. It's just like the sweetest thing ever. And her little ass is in your face. So I'm so sorry. But, I feel bad for him, honestly. Like, why do I feel bad for him? Obviously, like, I understand where she's coming from, too. But I also feel bad for him because I would also, like, I'd be like, fuck. What do I do? Like, I wouldn't want my wife to look at me so differently after reading that. Okay. I think my cat wants to get in. It's like, ugh. Am I the asshole for throwing a celebration party after learning I'm not the father to my ex-girlfriend's baby? So I, a 28 male, have been getting a lot of shit from my family for this. I dated my girlfriend Emma, 28 female, for about 3 years. My family really loved her, like it was clear they wanted us to get married. And truth be told, I figured it was heading that way too. Well, things took a sudden turn when she unexpectedly announced that she was pregnant. This came as a shock to me given that we'd both used birth control. I asked her if she'd consider an abortion, and she refused. When she broke the news to my family, they were ecstatic. My mom and dad were overjoyed that they'd be having a grandchild. My two sisters, 23 female and 32 female, were also going crazy over it. Basically, they had the opposite reaction to me. I began preparing to man up, but really didn't want to. Well, after I had come to terms with it, I was pretty much resigned to the situation, so I supported her. However, I couldn't help but feel weird given that we had both taken measures to prevent this. I ended up snooping through her phone, and lo and behold, she had been cheating on me. I was devastated, but as fucked up as it sounds, kind of prepared for it. This wasn't the first time I'd been cheated on. I confronted her and she broke down in tears. You know, the usual typical cheater routine. I'm honestly effing tired of it. So I demanded a paternity test. I knew it was possible to get them during pregnancy. They're just expensive. I expected her to put up resistance, but surprisingly, she didn't. I don't know why, but I guess she really thought if she agreed to this, then it'd make me trust her more or something. A risk on her part, but I'm glad it went through. It came back as not mine. Her reaction to the news was to break down, but my reaction was pure bliss and relief. Since then, I've cut her off and just went on with my life. I often switch between being depressed as F by her cheating to just dancing around in happiness. So recently, I decided to throw a bit of a celebration. My parents were cool with me doing this at their place. My place is too small to throw a decent get together. So I invited a bunch of my buddies, 6 or 7 of us, to celebrate. We had pizza, balloons, drinks, etc. It looked like a birthday party. My buddies even gave me a cake which says, "You are not the father," as a joke. We all celebrated. Well, my sisters are also staying over at my parents' place for a while, and when they came back, they asked what was going on. I told them it's a celebration for me finding out that I'm not the father. They already knew I hadn't they already knew I had learned I wasn't, but their response after the party was to say that my celebration was trashy and gross. I don't understand why they're coming at me like that. Am I the asshole over this? Um I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion, but no. Someone cheated on you, I wouldn't want I wouldn't want that to be my baby either. Like I would want nothing to do with that person ever again. So I don't really understand, like, you're making light of the situation that was a shitty situation because you got cheated on. So I think it's totally fine and I don't think you're the asshole. Some of the comments. Not the asshole, which trashy and gross is someone trying to pass off their affair baby as yours. Finally, a post when the father finds out the paternity early instead of years later. Oh, and congratulations. OP's ex is the one who is trashy and gross. I say make it an annual event. Party on OP. Oh, wait. Petty me says make that party on not your baby's birthday. Too much? Sorry, I don't know why that was so hard to read. This event was brought to you by all the child support I didn't pay this year. Says a lot about his own sisters. You now know how to operate, my guy. Be careful of what you say to your sisters and the energy they bring around you. His post made me smile, being both depressed at times and dancing with joy. LOL. Sounds like a proper functioning human to me. Anyone who isn't appalled by what the XGF tried to do should be dropped. What a great litmus test to screen for people who don't know what integrity means. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think most people are just saying that he's not the asshole. Not the asshole, I think it's hilarious. Not the asshole, you have a right to celebrate any news as you please, as long as you're not hurting anybody, and you weren't. So your news, your life, your choice. Yeah, like, I would do the same. If I was like, I mean, obviously it's different for me because I'm a woman, so I'd be the one that was pregnant. But like, if I were a guy and that happened to me, I would also be like, thank God. Like, I would, like, what? That's like celebrating, almost like celebrating a divorce, being like, yay, you know, because you want to make light of a situation. And if you were in a shitty like marriage or something and you're getting a divorce, which is grueling, unless like obviously you guys are both, I don't know, guys, I've never gotten a divorce, but I know that like there are certain times when it's like way harder, and especially when you guys don't agree on things or you have like a property together and then you guys have to fight it out and stuff in court. And that would be a reason to celebrate. It's definitely different because obviously this is a baby, but like it's kind of the same. I feel like I think that's honestly so fun that you had a party because what, you're just going to be depressed? Like you obviously were depressed and you felt like shit about her cheating and you did something with your friends and your friends were having fun with you. So, amazing. Love it. Slay, queen. Okay, my cat is literally trying to like open the door right now because she's being, I don't know if you guys can hear her, but she's like, she is the cutest little meow and I feel bad because she can't get in here, but that was the last story that we're gonna do. I don't know how many stories that was. I think it was like 4, but I'm gonna go get, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go do something with my phone in the storage problem, probably. But actually, I'm probably gonna eat first because I'm literally starving. And also, I think my boyfriend just got home from work and it was his first day. So, we love that. Happy first day. But let me know what you thought of these stories and let me know what you're up to. Let me know, you know? Let me know what your social security number is. Just kidding. Don't tell me your social security number. But I love you guys and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next episode of Storytime Society.